One summer morning, Thomas the Tank Engine arrived back at Tidmouth Sheds after helping Stepney at the quarry. The fat controller came to see Thomas. He had special news for him. "Today is the day of the Sodor Summer Picnic," he said. "Thomas, I want you to go to the airport and collect the children. Then take them straight to the picnic." "Yes, sir," said Thomas excitedly. Thomas collected Annie and Clarabelle and was soon on his way. Annie and Clarabelle were excited too. Thomas soon arrived at the airport. He hadn't been there for a long time. He was pleased to see the huge control tower, the big hangar, and the red and white striped socket. Then Thomas heard a loud noise from the sky. A jet plane was coming into land. Thomas thought it looked splendid. The plane landed safely on the runway. Thomas puffed towards the hangar. The jet plane entered the hangar. "Hello," whistled Thomas. "I'm Thomas the Tank Engine." "Hello," said the jet plane. "I'm Jeremy the jet plane." "Welcome to Sodor, Jeremy," said Thomas. "Thank you," said Jeremy. "Sodor is a very wonderful place." Thomas had to agree. "I bet you get lots of visitors," said Thomas. "Yeah," said Jeremy. "It's very lonely here at the airport." Thomas was surprised. He thought the airport was full of visitors. "But what about all the passengers and the porters and the pilots?" asked Thomas. "Don't they ever come to see you?" "No," said Jeremy. "No one ever comes to see me, but it's very peaceful here in the hangar." Thomas felt very sorry for Jeremy. Then he saw the children waiting on the platform. Thomas puffed over to collect them. "Poor Jeremy," he thought to himself. "No one likes to be lonely." Thomas soon left the airport and was puffing his way to the picnic. Thomas had to stop to signal. Then he heard the sound of Jeremy's jet engine. Jeremy whooshed over. "Poor Jeremy," said Thomas to himself. "He's going to be lonely when he gets back to the mainland." Thomas soon arrived at the picnic. The blankets were laid out and the children were having a wonderful time. Percy could see Thomas was upset. "What's wrong, Thomas?" he asked. Thomas told Percy all about Jeremy the jet plane and how lonely he was at the airport. "Poor Jeremy," said Percy. "I wish there was something we could do to help him." "Me too," said Thomas, but he wasn't sure what. Meanwhile, Jeremy was jetting back to the mainland. Dark storm clouds began to gather. "I can't see," cried Jeremy. Jeremy knew he had to go back to the Sodor airport. Thomas arrived at the airport. He could see the storm clouds up ahead. Jeremy landed. Thomas was very surprised to see Jeremy return so soon. Jeremy raced over to Thomas. "Thomas," he called, "a summer storm is on its way. The picnic will be ruined." "Oh no," cried Thomas. "That's horrible. I better go and warn them." Thomas arrived at the picnic just in time. "Stop!" he cried. "There's a storm on the way. The picnic will be washed away." The children helped to pack up the picnic, and soon they were back in the coaches. Lightning flashed, thunder crashed, and the rain poured down. Then Thomas had an idea. Thomas puffed back to the airport. He could see Jeremy was still in his hangar. Jeremy was surprised to see Thomas again. "Hello, Thomas, said Jeremy. What are you doing back here? I've got a surprise for you, said Thomas. A surprise? For me? Said Jeremy. What is it? You'll see, said Thomas excitedly. Soon the picnic was laid out again in Jeremy's hangar, and everyone had a wonderful time. The Fat Controller and Lady Hat were pleased too. The Fat Controller spoke to Jeremy. Jeremy, Thomas told us how lonely you are at the airport, so we have decided to have this picnic here in your hangar. Jeremy was very happy. Thank you, sir, he said. You're never lonely at the airport, Jeremy, said Thomas. There are lots of friends on Sodor. That's right, said the Fat Controller. You are a credit to the Sodor airport, and you will make lots of new friends here. Welcome to my railway. Thank you, sir, said Jeremy happily. And thank you, Thomas. You are a very good friend. Thomas felt very happy, and Jeremy had learned that you can never ever be alone as long as you've got good friends like Thomas and the Fat Controller.